All right, this is Miller Bruce, and this is whoops. All right, this is Miller Bruce, and this is the Critic After the Credit.
You messing up already.
All right,
Keep this. Just keep it. Keep all this.
All right, this is Miller Bruce. This is Mills on Reels here with Ray, the Critic After the Credits. And today we're going to talk about this creation by KFC and Lifetime, which is called A Recipe for Seduction, which the commercial started to air. And to be clear, I'm going to give a really quick summary of my thoughts on it. Great marketing in the commercial, terrible movie. Terrible movie. Now, I know you talked about your investment in it, but I'm going to talk about some missed opportunities here in just a second. Ray, do you have any initial thoughts about this before I go into the breakdown of it?
Listen, I wanted to hate this movie, but I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Wow. Okay, so to be clear, we're grown men with jobs and wives and kids. And so this is a rapid review. This is not the quality of what we would do for a normal Meals on Reels review, but we don't have time to do all this research. And this just popped up as just comedy gold for us immediately. So the synopsis is that Colonel Harlan Sanders, who is a steamy and savory, has a love affair with a young heiress who must choose between her young chef with a dream of fried chicken glory and a wealthy, duplicitous, hand-picked suitor from her mother. Does the film deliver on the promise of its premise? Right.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Why
So
not?
the film stars Mario Lopez, who you will know from Saved by the Bell, and also Justine Alpert, who you will know from Bosch, for the 5 people in the world who watch Bosch. And the directors have watched, you watch Bosch. I know it. Listen, it's okay.
Time out. Whoa, back up. Who's in Bosch?
She's in Bosch. She's in like 8 episodes of Bosch. The daughter. She's in 8 episodes of Bosch. Okay, anyway.
What?
Bro, she's in Bosch. I'm not making this up. Go look on IMDb right now.
I will after this.
Actually, you need to pull up your computer because I'm gonna have you look at something else, which is crazy, which is the top review on Letterboxd.com for this film. Go look up the top review for this if you're an adult. Now, this is a family-friendly show, so those of you who have kids, we're a family-friendly, more like YA, young adult type show, so this should be somewhat kosher. That review, the top review, is not. So check out the top review on Letterboxd. I'm sure it will be the top review still, and it's by a guy named Drew Clanton, if you were wondering if you're on the right review, and you will know when you watch it. But anyway, what the critics say about it, that's what I want to talk about briefly. The best review I read on there was a girl named Jennifer, who gave it a 1/2 of a star, and she said not even funny bad. Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Now, a lot of people, before we get into the actual review for the movie or the mini movie or whatever this is, it's only 15 minutes.
The 15-minute
Don't
movie.
get your hopes up. Even though Ray might disagree. Some people were upset that Mario Lopez had stepped down from the previous glory of what he'd done to lower himself to be this Colonel Sanders, which, by the way, if you get a chance to look at all the people who have played Colonel Sanders, it is a prestigious role to play Colonel Sanders. It's an achievement to be Colonel Sanders. I wish I could be the next Colonel Sanders. And also go look at the KFC YouTube channel and look at all the crazy commercials that they have made before. This is not, by any stretch of the imagination, the craziest thing that they have done. They even got a I Love You, Colonel Sanders video game that's a dating simulation game on Steam right now if you want to see something real crazy. And the commercial is actually decent quality. So,
Yo, I just the other day, no lie, seen a dude wearing Crocs, KFC Crocs. So they marketing is on point.
Okay, so here's the thing I'm going to say to you real quick about the promise of the premise thing. I don't agree. Because I don't think that there was any seduction in this film. And there's almost no chemistry in this film. Even though you got Hollywood hunk AC Slater up in here, you know what I'm saying, with the girl. the chemistry, they kind of develop it off screen. They don't even, and the other thing that it doesn't deliver on is they don't even advertise a specific chicken product in this movie. Like, I thought that they were promoting more chicken, but they really are not doing that.
Dude, you missing the whole point.
Okay.
It's about love. It's about sharing your inner secrets to know that one day I'm going to survive. I am going to prosper off these 7 herbs and spices.
11?
This secret. Huh?
11 herbs and spices?
I don't know if it's 11 or 7. I don't care. It was that juicy. I didn't even care.
So here's the challenge I have with it. And this is me, just for the record, for those of you who are wondering, should you watch it? If you love Lifetime movies, it's about as cheesy as the Lifetime movies I grew up watching when my mom left the TV on Lifetime all Sunday morning. So it's worth your time. If you watch Lifetime stuff, it's definitely worth your time. But outside of that, the commercial tells you, it's one of the cases where the commercial tells you everything you need to know about a movie. You don't even need to watch it.
No, because wait till we get to spoilers.
We'll go through this. Okay, so here's what actually happens. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Real quick for those who have not seen the film. I'm gonna run through my review that I wrote down. So, a rich magnate wants to use his money and influence to force this young girl to marry him, essentially. Their family, the girl's family, is drowning in debt. Her mom, who is secretly sleeping with the magnate, is pressuring the daughter to marry him because of the fact that the family needs money. The mom hires this super hot hunk, AC Slater, which is stupid, doesn't make any sense, to be the chef to cook fried chicken. Now, they're broke, but she got him cooking fried chicken in their house. That's a whole nother thing. Then she somehow thinks that her young daughter...
He ain't cook fried chicken for them. He was just a chef. He ain't make no chicken for them.
No, he did. Because there's a scene in the very opening scene, they're eating the chicken. Bruh, I just watched this. They're eating the
that's
chicken,
right.
and she says, I hired a new chef to do this, even though she's broke. Which broke people do stuff like this anyway. So this is not a crazy thing. The mom introduces a daughter, and they fall in love, apparently off screen. We can talk about that later. And then he reveals that he has a secret recipe. The mom overhears the daughter talking to her friend about how she's fallen in love with Colonel Sanders, which obviously she would. And then... she also reveals that he has a secret recipe. She goes and meets up with the magnate. He's not young. He's like 45 years old. And they meet at a place. The best friend just happens to be at the same place that she's meeting with the young magnate at. And then she reveals that she's been sleeping with him on the side, and he can keep getting some of her secret recipe if they get married. So they're both in cahoots trying to plan out forcing this daughter to marry them, which opens up a very obvious plot point where you could fix this problem, but I'll talk about that in a second. And then the mom goes to meet with the magnate to tell him, like, by the way, secret recipe, the guy's moving in on your girl, you need to do something about it. Now later on at the house, the magnate goes to the kitchen and in a very obvious place finds this secret recipe from Colonel Sanders, and offers him $500,000 to leave her, and he declines the money. In fact, he's such a man of honor that he goes to the girl and he says, I thought we had something special. You were supposed to keep that a secret. And she's like, I did keep it a secret. I don't know how he found out. And they somehow fall further into love. Now, later on, her best friend barges into the home. These timelines are so messed up. When you look at it again, you'll see the timelines don't make any sense. The best friend comes in and he's like, yo, where's the daughter at? And the mom answers the door. I need to talk to her. And she's like, what you need to talk to her about? Oh, I know about you sleeping with, what's his name? And she's like, what? He's like, I'm going to tell everything. And then he turns his back to her. She hits him in the back of the head with a candlestick or something. Or poker. I don't know. She knocks him out. So then... after Sanders has confronted the daughter about the recipe and they fall further in love, later on they're outside walking. She's outside by herself walking. No, she confronts her mom. And she says, I'm going to marry, or I'm going to be with Colonel Sanders. Okay. And the mom is like, oh, he left. Right? And she's like, what do you mean? So she walks outside and hears very obvious torture sounds in this non-soundproof torture guest room where the magnate has taken and kidnapped, which I want to see how he kidnaps. First of all, AC Slater would have put hands on him. I want to see how he kidnapped him in the first place. But basically, he's in there making these loud sounds. She barges in. She's like, what is happening? The mom's like, kill him immediately. Like, kill this dude in front of my daughter. Don't even try to witnesses and everything. I trust that I'll be able to coerce her into not testifying. And then in a crazy turn of events, the best friend was just knocked out. He wakes up, and then him and the daughter put hands on the mom and the magnate, and Colonel Sanders gets free. Harlan ends up a year later marrying the girl, and at the end we get this reveal scene of the mom and the magnate colluding again together. Is that a good summary?
First of all, that's how much you didn't care about this movie. All right. First, you need to start telling people is Bunny is the mama, Billy is the dude that won the
matter. It does. These names don't matter, Ray. Bro. I'm telling you,
is the best friend. I need you to get these names straight. Okay, that's the very first thing.
I watched this film 3 times. Their names are immaterial. Keep going.
No, they're not. I could see this how much I cared about this movie. I caught myself 5 minutes and 38 seconds into this 15-minute clip that I was like, you know what? I actually care. What's gonna happen with these people? So I was invested the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a great movie. You tripping. I'm ready for part 2 to come out.
So for those of you who are wondering about the feasibility of this film, it makes absolutely no sense. So for those of you who didn't watch this, AC Slater, I mentioned him before. You may not know this character. He's from a show called Saved by the Bell that Ray loved and somehow related to, and that I thought was an unrealistic show that demonstrated the fullest extent of privilege beyond that of a certain person who was leaving the White House right now. So the actual film show is very similar. If you want a modern day equivalent, it's like Twilight. So you know how like people were like Team Jacob and Team, what's the other dude's name?
Team Vampire, Team
Vampire, Team Werewolf. So it's very similar in the sense that the werewolf is obviously the more attractive person that's in the scenario, and then the other person, there shouldn't even be any situation where they should have a chance with this person. Kind of like how Zach Morris was actually trashed, and then AC Slater was really the one who was a cool dude. Time out.
I'm really disappointed and highly offended for 2 reasons. That one, you would think that I watched Twilight, and 2, that you couldn't remember Team Edward and Team Jacob.
Oh, so Edward, yeah, that's what it is, Edward and Jacob. But you also did. Okay, I got it. I see what you did there. So anyway, the part that bothers me about this is the mom should have immediately known. If you bring AC Slater to meet with your own daughter, you know, right? You have a 45-year-old man and then AC Slater. Now, AC Slater could be 45. He doesn't look 45. But for those of the people who are upset about him lowering himself to be in this KFC film, to be real clear, I want to make one more real quick reference. AC Slater is not John Stamos. His career has not been as illustrious after he left.
You keep calling that man AC Slater? The man's name is Mario Lopez. You know his name.
Don't you know? More people know him by AC Slater. All right, am I making it up? How many people do you think are watching this video and don't know I'm talking about Mario Lopez? Anyway.
Fine, whatever. Go
AC
ahead.
Slater is better too because Mario Lopez cheated on his wife, so there's a whole nother thing there. But AC Slater didn't do that. AC Slater's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? So we can mix that up. Anyway,
Listen, while you thinking about that, here's my only problem with the movie. Like, why didn't the mama just seduce Billy?
That's what I was going to say. So you took my thunder. My whole thing was there's a very simple solution. Y'all like each other. You want his money. He obviously likes you. Just be with him. This film didn't even need to happen. You up here, you're kidnapping people and trying to potentially murder them. Y'all, this mother is one of the worst villains of all time. She has a terrible plan. She introduced AC Slater to her daughter and thought somehow she was going to choose the 50-year-old prep kid that is this magnate, and her daughter's not even about money like that. That's a clear example of you not knowing your own child. So you thought she was going to choose Gaston, and it wasn't even the Beast. It was like a super hot.
His name is Billy.
Billy.
You put some respect on Billy's name.
All right, Billy, y'all. So anyway, yeah, my whole thing was just why not be with the rich guy? And then he hid his recipe in a very obvious place. Like the problem that I have with this. Okay, so here's my issue with the film. You said your part. Are you done? You want to break it down?
Oh no, I got plenty of other things that I can pick at, but I want you to go ahead and say because there are 2 things. One thing I thought should have happened. And the other thing is, I got a question. So go ahead and say what you got to say, and then I'll tell you my one thing if you haven't said it yet, and then I'll tell you my question. So go ahead. What are you gonna say?
So my main complaint about this film is that it didn't go far enough. This is a situation where it's a very tongue-in-cheek, self-aware type of a film, and what you needed was essentially what they do on like Drunk History. If y'all have ever seen Drunk History, if you've never seen it, check out Drunk History. One of the best episodes is with my friend Crystal, who's a Booker T. Washington, Tulsa. I know her from childhood, but she did a fantastic job. I'll post a link of that in the description. And in Drunk History, they just overacted. They just commit to it. But what happened when I watched this was I feel like Mario Lopez really was acting like a regular actor. You can tell directing played a huge part in this. But the other ones were acting like soap opera people. They were not good to me. Like their acting was bad for bad acting. And you have to lean into this. It's an unmemorable film. Like I won't care about what happened with this unless they have a trailer for another one soon or eventually. And then even then I might not watch it. The other thing that I thought was unrealistic was this. They in this film talk about Colonel Sanders like they know he's going to be Colonel Sanders. And in reality, how many of your friends got a rap dream? How many of y'all friends got secret recipes, want to be a chef or open a restaurant, and they're just not going to be successful? That's what I thought about when they were like putting so much effort into stealing this secret recipe as if this was going to be the linchpin to everybody's success. And the reality is that if you really want to come up, steal the recipe, mass produce it. You're a millionaire, obviously. And he, in real life, he would have taken the $500,000. He might have lied to the guy about what he was going to do with the money, but he would have taken the money. He's a really not that successful at that point. I mean, he's high enough to be a top chef at a restaurant, but that $500,000 could have launched all of KFC. You know, in real life, I have a feeling the real story is that he just took the money, and he got her back on the back end, and he knew she actually cared about him. Because when you get to the point of that level of success, who are you going to actually date? Who are you actually going to marry? Somebody that you probably knew before. Look at all these athletes who go back. I just watched a podcast the other day when they were talking to Shannon Sharp, and they were talking to some other people, and he was saying like the hardest part for me is that I'm looking for a partner. And I can't find somebody who actually is here for me. They're here for my money or my success. And Harlan would know that this woman really chose him over the money. So he could just come back. And even if she married the dude, she would have left him for Harlan. He's more attractive. Now, listen, obviously, this dude is not a heartthrob, the guy who they chose. So she would have chosen Harlan over him. Why would you not just take the money? That's my point.
Okay. So first of all, like I said, you turn this into reality, but let's go back. Let's be honest. This is what should have happened, right?
Okay.
When my man, okay, I got to even back up before that. You said that everybody believed in him. Nobody believed in him. Not even old girl. She just was impressed that he had a dream. So she was like, I want to work through this dream with you. So that's why Jessica.
In real life, that's all it takes is a dream. So keep going. You're right.
Yes, you know that's all it takes.
And I've seen many women believe men up into things that they never were in the first place, which is a fantastic thing because you should romanticize your lover a little bit. But yeah, I'm with you on this. This is realistic. Keep going.
Yeah. But everybody else, the Bunny and Billy, they laughed at it. Oh, secret recipe, right? They was like they didn't even care.
Still stole it though, huh? Still stole it.
No, he didn't. Billy didn't steal it. What he did was he picked it up, he looked at it, laughed at it, put it back in the in the book.
He did put it back. So what's
then he gave him the 500. That's what I'm saying. If he was wanting to be real about it, Billy would have stole the secret recipe and said, "Hey man, I got your secret recipe. Leave Jessica alone. Yeah. I'm gonna put this on the internet." That's it. That's it. And he'd had to make that decision. Does he care about a secret recipe or does he care about Jessica? That'd have been a whole nother little plot twist. That'd have been
a better film. Yeah.
That'd have been dope.
That would have been better.
Instead of, like I said, we trying to figure out what Billy and what's name's plan is. But yo, here's my question. Mm-hmm. And this has just been burning me up inside ever since I started watching this. When did being called a crouton hurt somebody's feelings? When that boy said, go back to the kitchen, crouton, I died laughing. And then when he walked away, he's like, don't call me crouton. Yo, I was like, when did that become the biggest diss ever? Like, is that a Kentucky Fried Chicken thing because they don't have salads?
It's a classist diss. It basically was him saying, you're the help. And so...
Oh, so croutons are the help of the salad?
Well, basically, he was just saying you're a chef. Like, I mean, that's how I took it to mean was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a weird diss. It was, I'm not going to lie. I was like, crouton? Like, whoa. I think the intent is the problem, though. Have you ever had somebody try to disrespect you, but you were like, man, that wasn't good, but you were trying to, really step up to me. What's going on, man? Like, you never had that happen?
No, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know how I would take it either if someone just called me a crouton. Like, I've
actually had people do stuff before where, okay, so one of the worst scenarios I've ever been in. I mean, this is not even worse. This is terrible. I'm over exaggerating because of the circumstances. I'm a prisoner of the moment. But one of the frustrating things that's happened to me before is I've had situations where I could say something that would dead somebody in an argument. Like, I could steal your soul. You will be thinking about this for the rest of your life. When I was very young, my mom was like, don't like curse at people, don't call them names. If a person makes you really upset, tell them a small truth about themselves and just don't say anything else. And so I've been in a situation where I had the heat. I had it right there like, oh man, you're really trying to. And I backed off of it because of the fact that I knew their intent was to try to harm me that much, but it just wasn't effective. And I just was like, okay, like a little kid like hitting you, like, oh, I'm going to get you, little bro. Come on, man. This is not a harmful thing you're doing. So I've been in that situation. I've been called a crouton before. Like, oh, you're a crouton. Oh, wow. Man, a crouton? Whoa, like you went deep, man. You did research. You found out about my past. You know, like how hard, that doesn't hurt my feelings.
Hey, that's all my disses from now on. I'm calling people croutons.
All right, so just to close things out real quick for this review, what do you give this review on your letter scale, A through F? That's how we'll do it.
Yo, it's probably gonna have to get about a C plus.
You're so generous. This movie, if you look it up on IMDb, is getting a 5.0. I think that is generous. This movie could have been so much more. And if they had just committed to overcommitting, I would have loved it more. If they committed to overly selling product placement and being clear that this is just a 15-minute commercial, I would have 100% been on board with it. But I feel like it's a missed opportunity. I'm going to give it a D plus in terms of the film. Now, the sequel could be better. I'm sure they got more viewership than maybe they even expected in terms of this film. And right now it's available to you. You can go watch it on YouTube right now on KFC's channel or on YouTube's channel. So check it out. In the comments below, let us know what you thought if you watched A Taste of Seduction and if you want to see more of this film. If there's nothing else, you got any other comments?
I mean, I'm just saying it. No, I don't. I'm done.
No, it's done. All right.
Shout out to my Sherpa. I think that's what these things are called. The furry sweaters.
Oh, that's what you were calling you were saying shout out to your Sherpa. So I work in IT, so we have Microsoft Sherpas. You've heard of Microsoft Sherpas, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm more worried about my flight. I'm more worried about my drip over here, but go ahead.
I walk with a drip. Okay, what kind of shoes you got on then? What's the kicks game?
Today ain't the day.
You don't want to show the kicks game. I can show you mine.
Yeah, let's see him.
Just pull this off the foot. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit him with that flex real quick. But nah, man. In all seriousness, man. I do hope KFC makes more of these kind of films, and I hope that they just commit to them further. They had somebody who had never directed anything. They had real actors to do this, though. And so, and as much as you think Mario Lopez is a real actor, the woman who was the actual female lead is a real actress. She's been in a number of shows. Like, if you go look up her IMDb, you might be surprised at what she's been on, man. I'm not joking. She's been around. And she doesn't do a bad job. She actually plays her role pretty well. The directing is terrible. The writing is terrible. And so that's the reason why. The filming, though, is higher quality than anything you're going to see in a commercial typically. It's film quality.
It's Hallmark Lifetime quality.
Yeah, that's what it is. It definitely is. And so, again, let us know what you think, and we'll catch y'all next time on. Or actually, you know what? I keep saying we're going to release and launch in January. People have been asking me, so January 1st. I didn't say January 1st. I said in January. Again, full-time jobs, wives, kids. We are working this into our excess time, so we will have episodes weekly starting sometime in January. All right. So
y'all be happy with this. Just be happy with this right now. We're going to give you what you want. I promise. But right now, we just going to do this.
And we'll get better at it. We are looking for feedback from y'all, not on this video, because this is definitely the bootleggest of the bootleg videos we're going to make. We will have high production quality on our other stuff. But just let us know in the comments below what you think about actually the film, KFC's marketing strategy. Was this effective? Were you disappointed? Did you appreciate it? Are you on Ray's side of this? Did you love Saved by the Bell? As Ray did as a child, relating to somehow to Zach Morris, who was, to me, the quintessential most privileged person I've ever heard of, and you could not actually do the stuff that he was doing. Or are you more AC Slater? Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? Let us know in the comments below. And then when we get this on YouTube, like and subscribe. Right?
Yeah, that'll work.
Anyway, that'll work. All right, we'll catch y'all later.